Welcome back to another Strixhaven draft here on ZMTG. I'm Zake, your host, and let's get right into this. Our first big rare is Echo Casting Symposium. This is a wild card. Target player creates a token that's a copy of target creature you control, and it has Paradigm, so after it resolves, we exile it and get to cast it for free at the start of every turn. We take this card, like there's just no leaving this card here. We could take an Essence Scatter as well, but this is this single draft, so we only get one card. You just don't let this Paradigm card pass. We already know that this one's coming into our deck, so now we're locked into blue. We've either got blue-red or blue-green we could play as the main synergies here. Procrastinate has been really strong every time that I've played it. Giant's Growth is also a great card if we want to go into the blue-green, but since we're already knowing we're going into blue to keep our options open, we can just take Procrastinate here. Which says tap target creature, put twice X stun counters on it. So you can pay like 2 for the X cost, and you cast a spell for 3, and it locks a character on the opponent's side out for 4 turns because you get 4 stun counters on it. So we're gonna go ahead and take that out of this pack. We could come back and grab the Patira Fractal if it makes it through. And that's about the only thing in this pack other than Giant Growth that we could take. So we're looking like blue-green might be where we're headed here. The Quandrix side. We've got Embrace the Paradox and another Patira Fractal here, as well as the blue-green Surveil land. I think, oh, Chase Inspiration as well, and Emil, Fastlands Roamer. Emil lets you make green and blue fractal creature tokens and gives all your +1/+1 creatures trample. So we'll take him for now. I think he's going to be the best move in this pack, and we have a bunch of different options for other stuff to take on it in the second set. So Campus Composer is pretty decent, helps you cast those Opus spells because it's got a 5-cost sorcery attached to it. It is a 3/4 body as well. We don't have any 2-drops right now, so I am leaning towards maybe Mindful Biomancer. Pestbrood Sloth also gives us 2 1/1s and a 4/4 for 4. So for 3 and a green, we can get basically a 6/6 creature almost. Empty the Warrens is actually really sweet too if we ended up leaning more towards red, but I'm thinking we're leaning into Quandrix on this one. And I'm going to take the Mindful. No, we're going to take the Pestbrood Sloth, I think. But there's also Deluge Virtuoso, which has been really strong. It also taps a creature and puts a stun counter on it. So let's take that one, because that'll actually work well with our Procrastinate if we can just lock their whole board down. Landscape Painter is a decent 2-drop. Fractal Mascot is an awesome 6-drop that also stuns an opponent's creature. That might be kind of where we're headed. We're just going into the stun kit here. Tenured Concoctor is also great. It gives us, lets us draw cards if our opponent targets it, and if we've gained any life, it gets +2/+0 as long as we've gained life this turn. Let's take the Fractal Mascot for now. I don't mind taking these big spells as long as we end up with some 2-drops later. This one's been really good, but I find that if you cast it as a 2-drop early, they usually blow it up before you get to the 5 mana for the sorcery anyways. So it doesn't end up giving you the second part of its value. Fractal Mascot just automatically gives you a 6/6 and taps a creature, and it has trample too, so if we buff it, it gets even stronger. We'll take that one here, hoping that we get something on the way back. Pick Your Poison has been pretty decent. I've only run it like once. It's not bad. It does help you get rid of flying creatures if they only have 1 or 2 on their board. There's also Efflorescence, which is in our color pair. 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. That does combine well with our Emil, Vastlands Roamer, because that way we have some other way to put +1/+1 counters on creatures that aren't fractals. So we'll take the Efflorescence here. And hopefully if this pack comes back to us, we can get either Banishing Betrayal or Pick Your Poison. Worst case, we could pick up the Rancorous Archaic to have basically a 4/4 body with Trample and Reach. Aberrant Monoworm has been really good every time I've run it, but there's also the Patira Fractal here. I think our next pack also had the Patira Fractal though, and if nobody's taken it in this pack, they probably didn't take it in the next one. So we'll take the Aberrant Monoworm here. Daze. You may return an island you control to its owner's hand rather than pay the spell's mana cost, and it lets you counter target spell unless its controller pays 1. That's not bad, but it's also not great. Most of the time they're going to have that 1 mana sitting around with their big spells. And a lot of people know there's a lot of counter in this kit or in this set, so they've been keeping mana up in the case that they need to pay a counter cost. Oh, we get the dual lands here or a follow the Lumerets, as well as run behind, but run behind has felt kind of weak to me. People just bring the creature back after they put it on their top of their library. Infusion, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or a land card from among them and put it into your hand. I mean, that lets us get our lands too. And if we've gained life, then we get 2 creatures or land cards. And we get them into our hand. Let's take that for now. We're pretty weak on 2-drop spells at the moment too. Tam comes back around, which also is in our color pair. So we will take that for here. She's just a great value engine because she lets you draw a card and gain 1 life anytime that a land you control enters. We get the Giant's Growth in this pack. We get we'll take a Chase Inspiration, I think, to cover our decent creatures so that we can keep them alive. Transcendent Archaic's been good, but it's pretty expensive, and it's not as strong when you don't have a lot of colors of mana. And Glorious Decay has a lot of things it can do, but none of them are great, so... Oh, we get the Biomancer as it comes back. We'll take that. A Stargaze that we're not going to use, probably. And a Swamp. We didn't end up getting the Pterofractal there, but maybe we'll get another chance. Ooh. Another Paradigm spell in the red colors. But I think we already have a pretty decent one, so I'm not going to worry about using this one. I really badly want to take it because it's just a mythic rare that I don't have to create later. But there's definitely better options in here for us, like Fractal Tender. Fractal Tender is insane. It grows from a 3/3 anytime you cast any big spells, which we have a decent amount of. And it lets you, if it grows during your turn, and you can even grow it in any other way too with spells that put counters onto creatures, then you get a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature with 3+1/+1 counters on it. So lots of ways for us to make the fractal tokens in this kit. I should take the Tester as well, but I don't want to miss out on this one. A lot of people take it, so we'll take the Fractal Tender here. Oh, a Witherbloom. These rares are crazy. Insane that people aren't taking these, but there's also Orisa. Lets us grab 2 cards and we can cast her for 2 if we have total toughness 10 or greater, which is pretty likely with the fact that we have a lot of fractal tokens that'll be coming in. But there's also a Mindful Biomancer to get a 2-drop, Landscape Painter to get a 2-drop. This is a tough one because there's a lot of options that will probably come back to us. But a Potioner's Trove would be good too if we want to splash something. It hurts me not to take these mythics, but it's smarter to take something like the Orisa, which is going to draw us 2 cards. Not the biggest body for having a caster for 5 if we're not running a lot of creatures, but Textbook Tabulator ends up being really good at increments, and it also surveils 2 when it enters. Campus Composer again with a 5-drop sorcery attached to it. Wild Hypothesis to get another fractal on the board and put counters on it. I think that's about it in this pack for us. Nobody's taken their rares in these first 3 packs, which is crazy. I mean, I think running the Wild Hypothesis here is smart because it's technically a 2-drop if we really wanted it to be. It's only a 1/1, but a 2-drop that surveils 2 for us in the early game could be really nice. So we'll take that for now and hopefully either get a Textbook Tabulator or the Campus Composer when this pack comes back. Applied Geometry has been insane. You can create a token of any non-aura permanent you control, so even things that aren't creatures, and then it becomes a 6/6 creature with counters on it again, so stacks into our counter stuff. We've got a Disdainful Stroke we could take on the second side of the pack. Wild Hypothesis when this pack wheels. We've got a bunch of different options. If we have to, we could take the Page. So good options in here, but Applied Geometry is going to be a really strong rare to have, so we'll take that. We're a little weak on our low end here, so I'm going to be prioritizing things that are 2-drops. 2-drops and 1-drops. Oh, the Quandrix Charm is so strong. Let me see where we're at here with spells. Spell. I can just look at it this way, actually. 8 and 8. So we could take either one. There's a good chance we don't get the 2-drop on the way back, but honestly, this is such a more powerful spell than this is. Because like I said, often you won't even get to cast the 5-cost spell, and a 2/1 body just doesn't really do us anything good in the early game. So, especially if it dies. An Essence Scatter as a 2-drop, another 0/0 green and blue fractal that cares if we've drawn cards. Essence Scatter, another Terrafractal. So that's technically a 3-drop if we want it to be. But it's not as strong that way. If it's a 3-drop, you're just getting a 2/1 in the air, and you gain 2 life. It does have counters on it though. I think we'll take it. I think we'll take the Terrafractal over Fractal Anomaly because it's hard to cast if you're not drawing a lot of cards. It's hard to get any value out of it. Another Mindful Biomancer for our 2-drops. That'll be our second one. Ooh, but we can prepare our creatures with this. We only have one creature that becomes prepared currently though. Skycoach Waypoint is a really strong land if you're running a lot of prepared creatures, but we are currently not doing that. Take our 2-drop for now. Divergent Equation. Return up to X target instant and or sorcery cards from your graveyard. What is our instant and sorcery count? 9. That's pretty decent. That's pretty much everything we have as instants and sorceries right now. There's also Quick Study as a good 3-drop. Oh, but this Barrage is nice. It's one of the best kill spells in green, just because it lets you attack stuff for free. Or actually, you're not even fighting, so you're just dealing damage equal to your power. Another Wild Hypothesis, or another Skycoach Waypoint. I have a feeling we're not going to run that many prepare creatures though, so we'll take the Wild Hypothesis and get more counter creatures with counters on them. Technically more 2-drops. Another 2-drop, but I think now that we've got 2 Mindful Biomancers, I'll take a Landscape Painter as a 2-drop. Worst case, we do get the 5-cost spell off of it. The Textbook Tabulator comes back. Another Wild Hypothesis. The Hungry Griffalon. We actually got some good picks here at the very end. Love to see it. Okay. Oh, the other Paradigm spell that puts +1/+1 counters on each creature we control. And it's in our color pair. Let's go. We're taking that. And we got a bunch of good options for other things to take here. Another Fractal Mascot. Quick Study. Growth Curve for putting +1/+1 counter on a target creature and then doubling it. We'll probably take that if it comes back. Another Barrage. So a bunch of good options in this pack for sure. Another Quandrix Charm. Ooh, a Hydro Channeler, which lets us cast those big instants and sorceries, and it's generally something people don't get rid of because it's only useful if you have big instants and sorceries, really. So I think we'll take that here. We could get a Snarl Song on the way back, but we're doing pretty good on our big spells here. Quite a few of them already. And we've got spells with X in their mana cost, so we can use them as big spells later if we need to. We're also looking at potentially a Tenured Concoctor. And very worst case, we could still get another 2-drop as the Mage Tower Referee. That cares if we do multicolored spells, which we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of currently. Another Orisa. Paradox Gardens for our green-blue tap land. Another Barrage too, though. Another Deluge Vucheroso. This thing's been really pretty strong every time that I've played it. And if you get this and then you get your Echo Casting Symposium out, you can just tap an enemy creature and stun it every turn, which is wild. I think we'll take that here. And that way we have some more ways to interact with our opponent's board. Another Hydro Channeler, or also a Growth Curve. I think we want the Growth Curve here because it stacks so well with Emil. Take the Growth Curve, and then when it comes back, if we get a Hydro Channeler, that's awesome. Worst case, we could maybe get the Hungry Griffalon again. Gives us a 3/4 that has reach and increment. Any increment spell is also good with this combo because we just are looking for things that have +1/+1 counters on them. That's our goal. Or worst case, ways to put +1/+1 counters on things. Another Giant Growth is actually pretty much the only thing we could take here. Our other option would be to take a Potioner's Trove, which I actually might do. We had one Giant Growth, but it looks like we didn't take it. Did I sideboard it? No. We have a couple ways to draw cards in the early game. I actually just have one, it looks like. We can surveil in a couple different ways. Yeah, I'll take the Potioner's Trove. That way, like, if we're low on mana, we have a way to get it. Doctor's Gaze, return up to one target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. So that's another way to grow up, to ramp up, I should say. Here's another way to ramp too, though. That's a 2-drop. Or we've also got Embrace the Paradox, that's a 5. I've found drawing this and not having the mana for it really kills me, though. Like, I end up not having a way to cast that, and then it just sits there and takes up room in your hand. So we can get another Noxious Newt here, but we're actually doing pretty good on 2-drops now. We got more than half of our 2-drops are creatures. I think another Textbook Tabulator might not be bad. Anything with increments going to be really strong with Emil. So we'll take that for now, and if this comes back to us, I don't know if it does at this point, but if it comes back, we've got 3 other options for green spells we could grab. Muse's Encouragement would be our biggest spell here. Oh, but the Royal Treatment for Hexproof. We'll take that for sure. It's a nice way to just to keep our important characters or important creatures alive, like Emil and Tam, or our Fractal Mascot, or our Fractal Tender. So lots of ways to keep our big stuff alive. Another Growth Curve or another Barrage. Quick Study for drawing cards. Another Fractal Mascot. I think we only really need one. I almost want to run double Growth Curve, because if we have 2 of them, there's a good chance we draw one in every match. We could get another 2-drop, or we could grab a 5-drop, but we've got some pretty decent 5-drops. And I think because of all the big creatures we're going to run, I'll keep Orisa, because she'll end up being able to be played pretty easily. I'm going to take the 5-drop, but I'm probably not going to run it. There's our other Barrage, so we've got 2 of them now. Another Hungry Grappalon, or the Hydro Channeler came back. Let's grab that. There's our Giant Growth we get to keep. Wow. This was an awesome draft. Let's get into building the deck. But before we do, if you guys are enjoying the content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Like the video if you're having a good time watching, and comment down below and tell me which of the color pairs is your favorite in Strixhaven. As we're getting into building this, I'm going to take everything out and we'll look for things that have counters, because we know we're going to run Emil for sure. So let's get Emil first, and let's go with counter. There'll be a couple spells in here that let us counter things, but that's fine. Everything that's in here counters stuff. This puts counters on our opponent, but it's good, so I'm definitely going to run it. Efflorescence lets us put counters on things. Wild Hypothesis is 3, technically 2-drops that can become even bigger if we draw the card later. Fractal Tender needs to go in. Fractal Mascot will go in. Again, this doesn't put counters on our creatures, but it does stun the opponent, so we'll pick that. The Double Growth Curve. The Germination Practicum, because then we're getting +1/+1 counters every turn for free. Quandrix Charm to counter target spells, or also to destroy enchantments or make our creatures bigger. Terrafractal for a flyer. Apply Geometry for making copies and putting counters on them. And then we're going to look at getting 2-drops, because we're pretty low on them right now. Hydro Channeler is great. Mindful Biomancer has been really good. Noxious Newt for ramp. Definitely going to take Tam. Definitely going to take our Echo Casting Symposium. We want the Royal Treatment for protecting things. Let's go ahead and cut 1 Wild Hypothesis. I think that might actually do it. Is there anything in here that I'm totally needing to make sure I get? We did get 2 Giant Growths somehow. I don't know where I didn't see that. Oh, I must have moved it over here. The Aberrant Monoworm is really good if you're casting sorceries and instants a lot, but we're more about building creatures with counters on them for this. We're we're looking pretty good. This technically is a 3-drop at minimum, and this is a 2-drop at minimum, so our curve is more like that. That looks pretty decent, though. Any other removal or stuff like that we really want? We have another way to give hexproof, but I like royal treatment better. Puts a royal token on it, so or royal roll token, so it gets ward 1 as well as just getting a +1/+1 for next time. We didn't take either of our barrages. Let's put 2 of those in and cut 1 growth curve, because it's only good if we actually are keeping creatures. Same with barrage though too. I wanted I'm gonna cut 1 Deluge Virtuoso and bring in our Potioner's Trove to help us get ramped up a little bit faster, because then we've got both Noxious Newt and Potioner's Trove for ramp. Oh, the textbook tabulators are really good too though. Let's cut 1 of our barrages and 1 Wild Hypothesis. We'll still keep 1, but we don't need 2 of them in there. We'll bring in 1 textbook tabulator. And I think that'll be good. The only other thing that we could do here is remove 1 more thing. Let's remove 1 Hydro Channeler, because we actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, technically 5 2-drops if we use this one as a 2-drop. And let's bring in the, oh, I don't know why that's freezing up on there. Let's bring in a Giant Growth, I think. And that gives us 1 more option for combat tricks, like Giant Growth and Royal Treatment. And also Barrage if we really need it as a combat trick. And I think that'll be good. So let's jump into some games. Just double check our lands are good. Yeah, they're looking pretty good. 12 and 17, 9 and 8. Should be fine. We'll go 7 and 10. Because as long as we get our Potioner's Trove, we'll have something to do our double costs, which is only these 2. These are the only ones that cost 2 of any 1 color. So we should be good on the Echo Casting Symposium. Well, let's do this. Game 1, we get both colors. Very good. We have an Applied Geometry, the Giant Growth that we can put on our Hydro Channeler if we need to do some blocking. A Fractal Mascot for later on. We'll keep this. We'll see how it goes. We could do Applied Geometry pretty early with our Hydro Channeler. Basically, turn 3, we could pull that off if we really want to. I don't want to cast it on her, but if she's my best option, I might do it. Play our island. Our opponent's in the black-green color pair. We draw our Fractal Tender, which maybe wasn't the best thing to draw right this second without having another land for it, but play our Hydro Channeler. We won't be able to block their Teacher's Pest just yet. But on our next turn, if we hold up 1 of our mana, we can block some big stuff, or we can just apply Geometry to the Hydro Channeler. And that way we can block some even bigger stuff. What does our opponent want to do here? The Pest Mascot, eh? Kind of figured that was their first play. Oh, but we get Emil right now, too. I think I wait. I think if I play him too early, he's going to get removed right off the bat. I think we just apply Geometry to this thing and get us a 6/6 to block with. And he may have removal that they're going to use on this right away. And that means that our bigger stuff has a better chance of surviving, so. Next turn we can put out Emil, and then worst case, if we have to block like a damage spell or something, we can just use Giant Growth to keep him alive. He's going to swing in with Teacher's Pest again. Gets a 4/5 and swings with everything. I have a feeling he's got some way to keep this alive if I block. So I'm going to let that 5 damage through as much as I don't want to. I don't have any way to keep my stuff alive yet, so we're gonna wait and see. Always gotta be worried when they've got all their mana up. Another land, which is huge because we can get to the Fractal Tender pretty soon. We'll play Emil. See if he blows it up right away. Keep our giant growth up in the background. We really need to draw another blue land in case we get our Paradigm Spell. What is our opponent thinking right now? If I swing in, I do a decent amount of damage to him, bring him down to 16. And then I still have a 6/6 blocker with giant growth. Or a 4/6 if I don't want to risk losing this guy. We'll do it. We'll go for the 6/6 swing. What do you have? Yep, blows that up. Destroy target non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. Sure. I figured you might do something like that. That was their instant. So let's see what they decide to do next. I'm gonna swing immediately. Or are we not gonna swing? This becomes a 5/6, which I think means I need to block it now. Because after this turn, I won't be able to block it with Emil anymore. But he is swinging in with everything he's got and all of his mana up, so let's hope we don't get screwed by this. Do you have anything to counter that? Make your pest mascot bigger? Yes. And he's also got the Giant's Growth, what do you know? Unfortunate, but not the end of the world. We will play our Fractal Tender here. And now we're gonna need to block this Teacher's Pest at this point. It's the only option we have. There we go. You got another Giant's Growth in your hand? Nope. Not currently, anyway. He's going to Infusion to get a Bogwater Luminant and a Forest. We are going to... If we save 2 mana for this, we can tap 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'd have a 4/3 in the air that also gains up 2 life to keep us alive. I think that's the move. Oh, but it's 2. It cost me 2, so it'd only be a 3/2 in the air. I guess that's okay though. I can't cast my Fractal Mascot yet. I'm still 1 down, so this is our best play. And that still increments our Fractal Tender to give us another 3/3. Which we can then cast the Quandrix Charm on if we need to give it to make it an 8/8 and block their Pest Mascot. Or we can counter the spell if they cast something. We've got a 7/8 now. Oh, that's gonna make it a 8/9. I'm gonna have to block with the Hydro Channeler probably. Now he's gonna swing with that Pest Mascot. So let's go like this. If I made this a 5/5, I'd still have only 8, so I have to make this a 5/5, and this will be 8, 8/8, and this will be 1/3. Doesn't look like he has anything to add to it either. It would have held up for a second there while he had priority. So we'll do this to this. That thing dies. Oh, he's only got 1 mana too. I wasn't even looking. Now he's deciding if he wants the Hydro Channeler or the 8/8 to die. Pretty sure we just took out his biggest play here, though. Yeah, that makes sense. I would do that too. Now we Echo Casting Symposium. And we get our Fractal Pender. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. I can't swing because this guy has reach, but now we have a 5/5 to block the Pestbird Sloth. We have a 3/3 to block the Bogger Water Luminate. And every turn we get another Fractal Pender if we want. He's going to return his Teacher's Pest to the battlefield. And get this. Okay, that could be bad for us. Because every time he gains life for the first time each turn, so it doesn't become prepared this turn, but... we can't copy this because it comes in as a 0/0. So we have to just keep copying our Fractal Tender. And then we Fractal Mascot, and each of them gets a counter. I get 3 3/3s at the end of this turn. And we stun his Pestbird Sloth so that we can swing in with our 3/2s. And even a 6/6 too, why not? We don't want to swing with our 4/4 because it'll die, so we'll keep it for now. Swing in for 9. I don't think he's going to block anything. He's got a lot of health to work with currently, so. He gets to ping us every turn for 2 damage, which means I'm on a 4-turn clock right now. But I think my big bodies might actually win this if I'm smart about how often I'm swinging in. 3 more 3/3s. Having 3 Fractal Tenders on the board is wild. And we get another one every turn. Or we get another Fractal Mascot to keep stunning his stuff. Which actually is the play. We just keep copying the Fractal Mascot if he doesn't destroy it. I think he's about to scoop right here for sure. He's going to destroy a couple of things. Oh, and he screwed up. Oops. He couldn't pay the ward cost. Why didn't he return one of his permanents? There we go. GG. When you make a mistake like that, it's just time to give up. You know what I'm saying? That's a good one. We are 1-0 going into game 2. Here we are in game 2. Sort of a rough starting hand, but we have our Echo Casting Symposium in our hand. I want to keep it. Worst case, we can actually start with a 2/1 in the air. Gain some life on turn 3. And we have both colors that we need. We just need another blue. I think this is worth keeping. I hope I don't regret that. We might have trouble if they have a really aggressive deck, and they probably do. They're blue-red. Draw a 4-drop, which is not what we need right now. We need 1 more land at least. Oh, and he's gonna ramp hard right here. Okay. He's gonna be on 4 mana before we know it. At least we have a 2-drop. Let's go. We can keep it alive if we need to. Really don't want to waste this on that, but... Oh, the Berta. Another land, that's huge. We'll get out Tam now. We hope that she survives a turn, because then we can blow this up with Barrage Barrage. Don't do it, buddy. Don't blow up our creature. Let's go. Now we just have to hope that this man isn't the smartest. But either way, we can make it happen. We can get rid of this on this next turn if we have to. I think it's worth it too, because Berta really is annoying when she creates creatures for them every single turn. As long as you cast another instant or sorcery spell, and this is a sorcery, so we can draw a card and gain 1 life. Get another land, huge. And then we can do target creature deals damage to this creature. Goodbye. Huge. Keep one up for the green there and swing in with both. 7 damage coming at them. They're gonna block for sure. That makes sense. We'll keep our green up for a royal treatment if we need it to keep Tam alive. Tam's a great draw early game, because you're basically just getting draw a card and gain 1 life every turn if you want it. But we also can cast our Echo Casting Symposium next turn and get Mindful Biomancers every turn until we drop something bigger on the board. We got to be careful about him having a counter up though too, so we'll watch to make sure the mana that he's got open isn't, you know, 2 or more blues. This will give him a blue as well, so he's got 4 blue mana here he can play with. Hungry Grapple on, so he's still got the 2 blue mana. We might just do our Terrafractal on the next turn if he doesn't cast something else. I think he's gonna blow up Tam. Nope. My turn, okay. We do this, we do the Terrafractal now. Or we draw a card and gain 1 life is also okay. Oh, and a Potioner's Trove. We'll do that. And then we'll still have mana up for our Royal Treatment. We can actually tap it right now for life too, because we still have a green here, so. We could swing too. I want to keep Tam alive either way though, so we'll wait. No reason to rush this. We have a lot of life. We are definitely ahead in the life department. Brings out the Magma Blood Archaic. What does this do again? Creature enters with a +1/+1 counter on it for each color of mana spent. That's 3, so it's going to be a 5/5 trample reach. And whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn for each color of mana spent to cast that spell. Very nice. Okay, what are we doing? If he swings, I let him just hit me. I don't want to block with either of these right now. My turn. Huge. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we actually can cast both of these right now, and I think we're going to do it. We're going to draw a card and gain 1 life. Keep getting those lands in our hand, which is awesome with Tam. And then we can tap his Reach Trampler, because that's going to be a lot stronger than tapping the Hungry Grapple. And then every turn after that, we can do the same. We do not have our Royal Treatment now, which could be troublesome. Let's see what he goes for next. Cast something big so that I can cast my Echo Casting Symposium next turn. Please. One, two, three, four. He's got 7 mana. He's counting up. What is your big spell that you are about to cast, my guy? Another Hungry Grapple. Okay. We're okay with that. And the Emeritus of Abundance. When this creature enters prepared, whenever this creature attacks and you control 8 or more lands, this creature becomes prepared. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. We'll play another land. We will 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can actually draw a card and gain 1 life. Cast our Echo Casting Symposium to get a new Fractal Mascot. Tap his Hungry Grapple that's a little bigger than the other one. And then we keep our last mana up for our Royal Treatment on Tam. And I think we could swing with our 6/6 here. And then we could kill something. Either way, we get a positive trade out of it, because we either kill a Growing Reach creature or the Emeritus of Abundance. And we still have a blocker for for each of these creatures, the 5/5 can get blocked by our 6/6, the 3/4 can get blocked by our Mindful Biomancer. Worst case, if we really need to. This should be fine. We can Royal Treatment something to make it bigger if we want to. We're pretty much golden here. It's gonna be really hard for this guy to do anything about this build. Because we get to tap and stun his stuff every turn and get 6/6 tramplers for free. We also get a flying big body here soon whenever I decide to cast the Terrafractal. And our +1/+1 counter creatures are about to have trample on them. Emel's better if you have a lot of different lands as well, because it puts X +1/+1 counters on the creature you create, where X is the number of differently named lands you control. But we're not going to worry too much about that. Our big thing is we want the +1/+1 counter creatures to have trample, which is super strong. What is your next move, my guy? Makes a big creature. Increments all of his stuff and gives him +1/+0 on each creature. For each color of mana spent to cast the spell too. I didn't even realize that. That's pretty wild. But if you swing in with anything, I just kill it, my dude. We get another copy. We tap this 6/6. We get... Should we get Emil in? Let's do this. Let's play a land, draw a card. Oh, we can tap something and freeze it, which is pretty huge. We'll pay 3 for it. 1, 2, 3. And then we can still play Emil and have enough for our Royal Treatment. I think we'll tap his big reacher here. Put a couple stun counters on that. Play Emil. Have a Royal Treatment on standby. And then swing in with 2 6/6s. He has to block them, he has no choice. He has to block at least one of them. He's gonna block both there. So we'll kill the Emeritus. I'll go ahead and gain 2 life because I don't need the extra mana for my Royal Treatment. This will die. Boom. We're looking pretty good. We get to tap something again next turn. This deck is turning out way stronger than I was expecting. I mean, it looked pretty good in the draft for sure. I already had an idea that we were going to be doing well, but creating a free creature every turn and having something big like the Fractal Mascot just kind of wins the game. I think he scoops right here. Mindful Biomancer, okay. Gain some life. Try to blow up something. Oh, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature and double its counters. He can't really swing though. I've got 30 HP to work with. No thanks. Copy this one just for fun. Tap that down. Play a land. Draw a card. Oh, and there it is. There's the scoop from our opponent. This deck is just doing too much. 2-0 going into game 3. And a little juicy rank up. Let's go. You're here we are in game 3. We get a TAM again. We only have one 3-drop, but at least we do have one, and we have our 2 blue for that paradigm spell. We'll most likely draw another green. We have our fractal mascot if we do draw the paradigm copy, and we can copy it with this too if we want. I think we're going to keep this. It's a little sketchy again, but keeping these big hands has been going well for us, so I'm just going to keep doing it. Our opponent is in blue. I do not mind making a 6/6 Hydro Channeler if that's what we end up doing. Tester of the Tangential can get really annoying. I wish I'd taken it earlier. We're going to play the textbook tabulator here to try and get our lands. Surveil for 2. Ooh. Do we keep the wild hypothesis? I mean, we can, but I almost want to get more lands and dig for our big one, our paradigm spells. I can swing in here for a free 1 damage. We got a blocker for later. He plays the Jin again, but that doesn't really do him any good right now. We will have to see what he's running with later. I think I'll wait 1 turn to get Tam out because I can get her out with a land in my hand if I'm lucky. And worst case, it still increments this. So we get a 1/4. We have a 3/3 on the board. I could swing with both. I might not swing with my Hydro Channeler though, just because I want to keep him worried about the fact that we might have a spell to cast with this. And honestly, the textbook tabulator is just going to get blocked by that, so we'll wait. No rush. Rushing your plays almost always turns into a problem. He's going to kill Emil, that's fine. We're okay with that. It's not what we wanted, of course, but we'd rather him kill Emil than kill Tam, which can just run away with the game. Let's draw a land. I would like to draw a land, I think. Can't block that because I don't want these to die right now. Ooh, okay. But if we play Tam right now and she gets blown up, it's gonna suck. I'm almost tempted to just play Applied Geometry and get another textbook tabulator to surveil. Let's do it. Potioner's Trove and a Mindful Biomancer. I don't feel like I really need either of those, but I'll keep the Trove so that I have the 6th mana that I need for the Fractal Mascot. We will draw the Trove next turn. I can swing in with our textbook tabulator because we have a good blocker for this. He's probably going to make it really big with the other tester, but hopefully we get lucky and he blocks this. He probably won't. Yeah, I didn't think so. Ah, that's unfortunate. Almost feel like I should have played Tam there, but he would have just returned that one, so is he gonna move everything over to the 4/4? No, because he can swing with both and still destroy my creature. I don't want to block, even though I'm going to be pretty low here. We have the Potioner's Trove, just so that we can play our Fractal Mascot next turn if we need to. And it's another increment on the textbook tabulator, so that's not bad. But we are definitely on the defensive now. These are going to get really strong if he's got some big spells. Paradox Surveyor doesn't do him any good. Not for increment anyways. He just got a land. Okay. Why just another land? Do you have Tam? No way he's got another removal spell. Oh my god. He doesn't have to remove anything, but I have to block his 4/4. We're getting pretty low here. I don't want to be running into a problem with mana. That increments our text spectabulator again, but it is very low. And he's just going to put all of his stuff onto one character and blow up our fractal mascot again. Oh, he's got hexproof. Okay, that's going to be game. There's nothing I can do. He can swing for more than 6, so GG. Win some, you lose some. That was pretty quick. I don't mind a fast loss. It sucks when you go really long and then still lose, so.
Mediocrity will not be tolerated.
Dang, pulling 2 planeswalkers in the rare rewards? That's wild. That might have been, I'm sure that's set that way, but we will take it. All right, here we are in game 4, 2-1, 2 wins, 1 loss, and we get the paradigm spell in our hand again. This is looking pretty good. We get some ramp. We get the Mindful Biomancer for health gain and also a 4/4 if we need it. Applied Geometry to make a copy of our ramp if we need it, or to make a copy of our Mindful Biomancer. This is looking good. I think we keep this. We got all the blue mana that we could need for our Symposium. What does our boy have? What is your color pair, my guy? Oh, it's our turn first. Okay. Green. I know it doesn't matter at all. Oh, we got the other one too? That's wild. So our turn 5 and turn 6 are locked in. We have to get both of these. We will play the Newt, because then we can make a copy of him right off the bat and get closer to getting this. Dude, that's wild. We actually just won this game. Does he counter that? He does. Sad. Nice. Oh, he didn't get a land though. Does he have another counter spell? I wonder. I'm gonna play it a little safe for 1 turn. We could put a +1/+1 counter on a creature, but I'm gonna save this because it'll be so strong with this. Swing in for 1. Little ding on the face. But he is the blue-red color pair. We want him to cast something here so that I can make sure to get my Germination Practicum off. Big. Very big. 1 mana is not going to be enough to block this spell. We could even go into the Echo Casting Symposium and then next turn do Germination and hopefully Growth Curve. I think that's what we're going to do. That's going to be GG right there. GG. I'm calling it. There's no way he comes back from this. He gets a Hydro Channeler out and a Thunderdrum Soloist. And then we copy our... Let's copy the Mindful Biomancer just for fun. Gain some life. Play the Germination Practicum. He's gonna forfeit here. I'm almost positive. That was the quickest win I've ever seen. Double paradigm spells is unfair. That was wild. 3-1 going into game 5. Here we are in game 5 on our 4-1 or 3-1 win streak. We did lose 1 in the middle there, so I guess it's not a win streak, but Wild Hypothesis is a decent 2-drop, but we are missing our blue mana here, which I'm a little worried about, but the Surveil 2 will help us get there, so let's just go with it. Let's see how this goes. We don't have any blue mana currently. I don't mind getting a 1/1 on turn 2 just so I can surveil and find my lands. Or find things I can cast with green mana, worst case, so. This deck has seriously been outperforming what I expected. Drops a Plains and the Elite Interceptor. Let's definitely drop this for 1 because I want to surveil. 2 greens. I'm going to take one of them. No, I'm gonna actually get rid of both of them. I don't need them right now. My Giant Growth will at least keep this Fractal alive if I need it to, so I need to dig for blue like as soon as possible. we don't block that. Oh, that is not what we wanted. Let's see how he swings in here. Or does he just blow up my 1/1? That'd be pretty interesting if he did that. Blow up his 2/2. That also can ping us for life. He gets a stone docent out. 2 more creatures. Oh, the blue. Let's go. We just buff this hard. Turn it into a 4/4 and wait. We need 1 more blue and then 1 more land after that, or our Potioner's Trove. Ooh, this thing's really strong. He can target creatures now, and whenever he casts an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, he'll exile up to 1 target creature and return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Which means if he just targets any of his creatures, he can completely exile my token here, because it won't return since it's a token. I'm going to just wait. I need to just wait. I'm pretty sure he's going to try and cast something, and I'll counter it if I can. That's fine. Oh, maybe he doesn't know that trick. That's pretty huge for us. He's gonna tap it, that's fine, we're okay with it. He'll swing in for 8, which sucks, but... And you can't actually, I just realized when he casts something, he can target this, and I can't counter the ability here with this, so if he had decided to do that, it wouldn't even have saved me. I have to... I have no choice. I have to tap target creature here. Okay, let's make sure our land tapped correctly so that we still have our green-blue. Okay, 2. I have to tap his Conciliator's Duelist. He's going to target something and end up just flipping it so that it comes back to the battlefield without the counters on it, but then he'll still swing in for 1, 2, 3 plus 1, so 4, and then his Burrog can grow at least twice, so it can either be that he's swinging at me for 7 on this next turn, or more than that, maybe even. I will counter the tap spell if he taps me on this next one. See what he does here. So he's gonna bring the Conciliator's Duelist back. We'll let that happen, that's fine. And then we'll counter this spell. If he plays for 2, then we're just cooked anyway, so I think he's gonna pay the 2. Yeah. But that's a little bit of health from this Burrog. I don't think it matters though. Oh. If we can survive 1 more turn. He can make this grow. So I think we tap this so that he can't grow it, or have Death Touch. Freeze it. We can block this with this. We can use Fractal Mascot to block his Conciliator's Duelist. We can use the 4/4 to block his 3/1, and we can survive 1 more turn maybe. But he can still just exile this and bring it back to ping me for 1 more life, so I think we're dead. Oh, or he just has another one. Nice. GG. He makes us discard our Paradigm spell too. GG, brother. 3 and 2. Going into game 6. We're hoping to have some creatures. We don't have any, but we have all our mana. The only thing that we can actually do to interact, though, is our Procrastinate here. It's all good. Let's see how it goes. I'm okay with this being the end of the video if that's where we end up here, so. Play my green that I can't do anything with. I need creatures to target. He plays a green as well. Maybe he's got a slower build, in which case we could pull some creatures that we need. Double green. Oh, and we get the Echo Casting Symposium. Play this right off the bat. We only need 2 more lands to cast it. Wow. Interesting choice. I'm gonna tap it for mana just to be annoying. Doesn't do me any good at all, but another land. I'm gonna hit him with the lands, am I right? Neither of us has played a creature yet, which actually is good for me. Oh. Entries prepared. Mill 7 cards, then put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield. Jeez. And we draw another land, dude. That's wild. I could stun this, but I'm more worried about what he's going to bring from the graveyard. If we're lucky, he didn't get another land, so he doesn't get to cast it this turn. He did get another land. What's his biggest thing here? The Fractal Mascot? Yeah. Probably brings out the Fractal Mascot, or maybe a Matter Bending Mage. Fractal Mascot. Cool. Very cool. We'll probably stun that next turn. But dude, you can't make this up. We're just only drawing lands. I will put 5 counters, which is actually 10 counters on this 6/6, because I do not like it being there. Your Fractal Mascot does you no good, my guy. This dude has 4 colors in his deck, and he's actually just gonna win because we're not drawing creatures. Crazy. I need a smallish creature. Oh my god. Dude. Why can I not cast this? Oh, because it has to have a creature that I control to target. I think that's GG. Unless we get something really big, like if we draw a Fractal Mascot on next turn, we might be able to survive. Which ones are enchantments? Not that, and not that. Dude, this hand just does us no good. That's crazy. If we get the Fractal Mascot, we could possibly survive. Sacrifice 2 lands, search your library for 4 basic land cards. Lands, am I right? Okay. He actually has every color. Green, red, black, white, and blue. I think that's GG. Oh, okay. Returns the Fractal Mascot. That's interesting. I should have countered that, honestly. GG. I can't target him with either of these, so that's it. That's the game. Well, 3-3 with this deck. I feel like the Paradigm spells were really strong. It just, in all the games that we lost, we didn't even really draw them. Or we had it in our hand and we got it discarded by our opponent, so. Decent runs, but there was a couple hands there that we shouldn't have kept, including that last one. 3 wins, though, we will take. Gives us 1,000 gems, which almost pays back our 1,500 we paid with the token, so. If you guys enjoy content like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Throw a like on the video if you enjoyed watching it. Let me know what your favorite color pair in Strixhaven is so far. And we will catch you guys on the next one. Later.